Welcome back to more Let's Play Dragon Warrior Monsters. Last time, we did a whole bunch of breeding, furthering along some more of the Queen's requests, or at least getting some of the various components to later ones, as well as getting enough monsters to open up the library gate at long last. We weren't lucky enough to find the final tiny metal that we need, but that's fine. What wasn't so fine was we said goodbye to King, and now his offspring waits in an egg. But in the meanwhile, we have Rick here with us, the almighty Draco Lord, who is our first boss monster, which is what that question mark there is. Now, unfortunately, while they are powerful and generally have good stats and abilities, they take an extremely long time to level up. Pretty much everyone here is going to. This gate might be tough going, simply because our team isn't all that experienced. Sure, Rain and Toto are fairly powerful, but they don't have all the super powerful spells that, say, King had. This is going to make this a little difficult. Now, there's certainly no slouch, don't get me wrong, but still, it's going to be rough. I'm also not too sure what Rick is capable of, so we'll just have to see. Now, notably, there's a really cool thing that happens in this specific gate, so long as you're doing it before a certain other one. That gate being the Gate of Reflection. We don't know about it, nor should we at this point in the game, but I wanted to bring it up. If you do this gate before the Gate of Reflection, you get unique dialogue, whereas if you do it later, you'll miss out on it. So it's honestly kind of cool that we're doing this now. Now, speaking of, this is a longer dungeon. Don't expect it to be a pushover. I believe the longest dungeon we've seen was 20 floors? This one is 25. So we're gonna be here a minute. Now, there are some pretty darn good monsters in here. So I'm expecting to try to catch some of those. Especially with the consideration I'm going to need to make more Andreals. So, you know, if we happen to find a dragon or two, well, we've got plenty of sirloin at our disposal here. Specifically, 3, which, okay, to be fair, I should do this now just to be safe. Let me go put away the life acorn I found while farming last episode, because those will become very important very soon. Hey there. First, we need to take potions. Let us then put away our light acorn. Perfect. And then let us take out more potions, I'm gonna say. Now, we do have a bunch of seeds in here. And to be honest, I might just start taking them out and using them. Maybe on, like, Rain or Toto or, heck, even Rick. I mean, he could probably benefit from an early stat boost. Because, let me take a look here. Yeah, we still have plenty of room. So, let's sell this herb because we will not need it. And I think that'll be a pretty good inventory. I think I'm going to snag a couple more sirloins just for the journey. Thinking about probably 3 will be good. That should put us at 6 if my math is correct. Absolutely. This way we can try to recruit all sorts of new monsters that are in here, because unlike the other gates, like the main ones for beating arenas, we don't know what's in here. Now, of course, I know because I have the lists and notes and also guides open, but for those who've never played the game, you got no clue what you're about to face. So, coming prepared is wise. Still, now that we are all prepared, Let us save our game. Jump on in. Alright, already starting out with needing Map Magic and Step Guard. Perfect. Unfortunately, Rick doesn't have any skills. He's not fought anything. Let's take a look down here, see if there's any items or anything. There is a chest, but I believe that this place has a very high chance of it being mimics. So we gotta be careful. If I remember correctly, this gate's item pool is really shallow. Oh, here we go. First lamp and some amber woods, huh? Okay, okay. Well, that amber weed might actually be helpful. Because if you remember from last time, we bred a wing tree, which we eventually were going to breed with Rick. The amber weeds are admittedly slightly better than the wing tree. So maybe if I can pad the stats a little and breed the wing tree with an amber weed, get the stats a little higher, and then breed that with Rick, that would be wise. I think it's a good idea. Besides, these fights are going to take a little longer than normal, because everyone is needing to be cascaded. I set it up, so I believe right now Rain's on Cautious, Toto's on Charge, and Rick is on Mix. Oh, and Rick goes for the first speed. Okay. Holy moly, that was a lot of damage. Okay. I'm honestly gonna command people to go for the Cursed Lamp. Rick, I'm gonna set you on Cautious, just because he's actually the one that needs to cascade. I figure Rain and Toto should ideally be able to take out Cursed Lamp. Perfect. Okay. So now, let's see. Rain, you can go to Charge. Toto can go to Mix. And Rick can go to Charge as well. Expect that after the fight. Ideally, we'll recruit an Amberweed. Also, wow, that is some good EXP. Thank goodness. Also, my goodness, I'm so used to skipping through these levels because I'm used to farming. Still, Rick hits level 2, learns Blaze as well as Infernos and Heal. Rick hits level 3, gains 6 HP, 13 MP, 6 attack, 6 defense, 6 agility, 6 intelligence. Gains Fireball as well as Fire Air. Hits level 4, gains 9 HP, 20 whole MP, 9 attack, 9 defense, 9 agility, 9 intelligence. Learns Sleep. And we did get the Amberweed. So as you can see, although Rick is going to level up slower, his levels are going to be darn good. And he'll learn a lot of stuff. There you go, Amber. Which, let's take a look at her. Level 36. With pretty darn good stats across the board. Also has a great personality, knows Barrier, Twin Hits, and Magic Wall. They're not playing nice anymore. These fights are meant to be tough. And let me tell you, they're gonna be. So let's see. Cautious. I actually want to change my order here. I want Rain, Rick, then Toto. And so let's see. Cautious, Charge, Mixed. Perfect. Okay. That is all sorted. We'll use our Love Water real quick on Rain. And then, let's see here. Toto, if you could heal Rick, that would be appreciated. And we will continue on. So yeah, we have 24 random floors, and holy moly, 1 boss floor. A staff could be useful, a rib, excellent. Which I guess we'll see if the item pool is shallow or not, but it might not be. I know some places have, like, way less items, like some of the earlier ones have, like, herbs and stuff like that, and that's kind of it. still an enemy master. Giant Lava Horse. Huh. Nothing I really want or need? Oh, and I forgot to Cascade, goodness. It's always tough getting back into the habit of that after you've spent hours not doing it. Still, these enemies are quite easy because overall, despite our party being as powerful as it is, they're a low level. Speaking of, Rick hits level 5, gaining 5 HP, 11 MP, 5 attack, 5 defense, 5 agility, 5 intelligence, and he learns Ice Bolt. Very useful. We also get a nice full restore, which Rick's MP has skyrocketed. My goodness. Yeah, that'll be the one nice thing about Rick here, is that he's going to have a lot of MP. And let me tell you, that's going to be very useful. First slams and army crabs. I guess this also kind of goes without saying, but if you made it here without already showing the Queen of Curse Lamp, you could try to recruit one here and skip the breeding process altogether. It's not a terrible idea. Though it does take a little while to get here, so I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to wait. Also, goodness, these enemies hurt. To be fair, they are almost double our level, so we do need to be fairly careful here, especially with Rare. Still, we do have Vivify and things like that, so it should overall be okay, but in these early fights with Rick still gaining levels, it's going to be rough going for a while. That's one of the reasons I was a little worried about doing this. But ideally, all the EXP we get from fighting these harder fights will help level Rain, Rick, and Toto all up much quicker. That's my hope. We'll see what actually happens. Ow. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. But hey, shout out to Rick. He is hanging in there. In fact, he's hitting level 6. Gained 7 HP, 17 MP, 7 attack, 7 defense, 7 agility, 7 intelligence. Very nice. We are going to want to heal, which Rain does not have healing. I'm so used to King being in that first slot that I'm going to have to readjust. Which, honestly, I'm going to use heal more again, just to be safe. Everyone else is looking good. Perfect. Now, there is one innate advantage to when monsters take longer to level up. You have more time to affect their personality earlier. Basically, your cascading will be much more effective. So, that is nice, I will admit. Otherwise, I don't really think there's much I do want to sell. I actually kind of want to keep our Misstaff, just in case we need it. Though, I will save our game. That will be quite useful. Because in case something catastrophically bad occurs, we can simply reload our save and be on our way. Otherwise, Toto, if you could, Map Magic, and of course, Step Guard. Oh. These are really short, huh? Despite being as big as and as intimidating as you'd think it would be, not all that big for floors? Kinda odd, huh? First Lance Army Crabs, here we go again. I don't think it'll be too bad, but again, luck to draw can be rough. Toto casting Zap, which very good spell. Both Zap and Boom are quite useful. So ironically, Toto might actually be doing the most damage of anyone. I'm not really sure because I haven't been paying super attention to Rain. But I think he's not terrible. He's definitely more status-oriented than Rick or Toto. But he is still good. Pretty decent damage. Alright. Rick coming in with a little fireball. Not phenomenal. But hey, we'll take what we can get. We'll take what we can get. Holy moly, that damage. Not a fan of that. Yeah, Rain's Blaze Air just isn't great. Still, the EXP is amazing here. Rick is already level 7, gaining 10 HP, 18 MP, 10 attack, 10 defense, 10 agility, 10 intelligence. Beautiful. So, as you can already see, Rick is gaining stats fairly quickly. It's just, his levels are gonna take a while. Same with, like, Toto and Rain. He takes even longer than they will level, which might be surprising. At least I think he does. Some of the bosses do level up a little quicker than the others, but they're all in that it takes a long time to level up category. Otherwise, get some healing. Is there anything down here? There is not. Well, a marching we will go. Ooh, an Arcbeam. My goodness, hello. I didn't expect to find you guys here, but sure. Now, if memory serves, these guys do hurt in general, both spell-wise and physically. Yeah, they also resist spells pretty good. Yeah, this is going to be a tough fight. Still, I think we're relatively prepared. With some of these fights, I might not be able to cascade each turn, just because I might actually have to genuinely tell them, like, hey, we need to do this. Because of things like that. Oh yeah. Charge, cautious. Yeah, Rain just does not do the damage King used to. No offense to Rain, but it is evident. Ow. And there goes Rain. Alright. This is a rare instance where I am definitely going to use a World Leaf. Like I said, these fights are tough. Cast Vivify, it does not work. That is the only problem with... Oh my goodness. With Vivify, its, accuracy isn't great. Yeah, these fights are no joke. The worst case, we might just have to come back a little later. Because these guys are hurt. Honestly, we're not in a good position. Use a World too. That'll keep Rain and Toto, namely Toto, healed. Rain can deal some damage. Really wish he would use Snowstorm. It would also be awesome if Vivify actually worked for once. But beggars cannot be choosers. Now, keep fighting. Blaze Air, Rain, Hal, that's really not doing great. Vivify still continues to fail. This is why I really miss King and his revive. It was so good. And gonna have to use another World Dew. Because while tougher fights do bring more EXP, they are difficult. Archdemon's knocked out, thank goodness. Alright, this is getting comical. Can we please revive Rick? Like genuinely. Rain, if you can stall the sleep while we try to revive Rick, that would be awesome. Which, by the way, we've almost completely blown through all of Toto's MP because we are trying to revive Rick and it keeps failing. This is some of the finest Dragon Quest / Dragon Warrior I have ever seen. Sometimes it just does not want to work. And gosh, is it bad. I mean, hey, after all, when it rains, it pours. Good EXP, but not nearly worth the hassle. So yeah, as you can see, this place is no joke. This is also why I'm happy to have several elf waters on me, because we might need them. also why I'm hoping that we will get a little stronger before long. Because at this rate, we are not going to survive. Still, I'm holding out. Map herb, not super useful, but save us a little MP, which as of right now, might make a difference. Yeah, these floors are small. And if we can find a priest, that would help. Kind of why I'm not using elf water. Ask and you'll receive. Thank you, game. Praise the Lord indeed. Beautiful. Not sure which lord it is in this game. I know I think Dragon Quest VII, it's the Almighty. And I forget what it is in Dragon Quest 3 and 4. But it's usually some variation of the one above, Almighty, the goddess, the power above that be. They're still useful. I forget if I saved my game, I'm not gonna lie, so we'll save again. Head on down. We are making steady progress. It's just dangerous. Still, thank goodness Toto got his MP back. Yeah, wow, these rooms are small. To be honest, I kind of hope to find mimics because they're just easier. I mean, generally speaking. We might get wiped out by one. We will see. Toto defends, that is never a good sign. Cast sleep, it does work. Alright. And to be honest, a lot of the issues we're running into are because I am cascading the plans. So we don't have a consistent, beater, healer, and status ailment inflictor. That is adding to the problem for sure. This could be ugly. Okay. Whew. Thank goodness. I want to say at this point, most of the monsters we're using have really good resistance to instant death effects, but sometimes you never know. So I don't like banking on it. Stop spell. Perfect. That's really good. No more instant death. You, Mr. Mimic. I guess this could be either or. It would be fun to actually try to recruit a Mimic, but because I'm so focused on cascading and not perishing, I don't feel safe handing out sirloins. Still, for all that effort, the level for Rick will do. He's level 8, gains 10 HP, 19 MP, 10 attack, 10 defense, 10 agility, 10 intelligence. Very lovely. Also, really hoping that Rain and Toto are getting close to level. They are, luckily. At least Rain is. Because the higher level that he gets, the more powerful spells he can learn. Ooh, okay. This could be beneficial. Because the fighters, while the other monster masters scale to our level. Oh, such a cute little master. Will you fight with me? I certainly will. Oh. This is weird. Sure. Cascade as usual, and ironically, I think we'll actually not struggle with this at all. I mean, look, I didn't really expect to, but I expected more than Lipsy. So you did it. Watch out for the next time. Got a warp wing and a quest book. Very well worth our time. So again, those sell for like 5k. That's some good money for minimal effort. Ooh, also to Rick, let us have you heal yourself. Just in case, because those archdemons, if they show up again, are going to hurt. And I would like you to live. Instant pull, not terrible. A rib, I don't really care, to be honest. A laurel, again, not really something I care about. Could have been nice if we were facing confusion, or Is it curse? No, it's curse. Alright. Easier fight, if you ask me. Rain stop spell, making our life much easier. Dodo with Boom Zap. Beautiful. Yeah, see, that is good damage for what we have. We're not exactly doing King's several hundred worth of damage. But, well, he's not here right now, so, like I said, beggars cannot be choosers. Now, once we get Rick to being Hot Blood, these fights will go so much smoother. Because I kind of just plan on having Toto, and probably Rick, to be honest, both set to charge and having Rain set to mix. Because I believe that'll give us a pretty good mix of offense and statuses. But Trick is getting there first. Still, so far so good. It looked real bad with those Arc Demons, but we got through it. Toto, heal more, please and thank you. See what's down here real quick. Full load of nothing. Ooh, also too, Rain actually needs a heal. I didn't even realize. My goodness. There we go. Ooh, shop. Very lovely. Very lovely indeed. We can sell that quest book for an easy 5,000. I really don't plan on ever using pork chops. I'm gonna be so honest. Otherwise, as I've been saying, I absolutely will take a save. Because holy moly, this place is dangerous. Alright, let's see. Instant Mystic Hole. Full load of nothing. How weird. Yeah, it does definitely seem like this place's item pool is smaller than others. Oh boy. So, yet again, with the first lamp, we have yet another monster that the Queen also requests to see in the Wild Ape. Now notably, if you catch 2 Wild Apes, you can then breed them into a Trumpeter. You can then breed 2 Trumpeters into a King Leo. So, if you didn't want to do all the weird stuff I did to get our King Leo, this is another avenue you could totally take. It might be a little riskier, seeing as things here are much more dangerous, but it could still be worth your while. Yeah, that defending really just is doing us zero good. That's kind of the shame of having to cascade like this in such a dangerous area. Ooh, Ice Bolt. That'll help. Rain takes damage. Knowing the Arc Demons have Bird Blow is a little scary, just because Rain doesn't have very good defense yet. But so far we're handling it. It seems just 1 Arc Demon isn't that bad, but 2 of them is really bad. So let's hope we don't run into that fight again. I would hope we can't run into 3 of them at once, but you never know. Arc Demon wakes up, that is a-okay. Rick, I love you, buddy. I love the attempt at dealing damage. It's not great. To be fair, though, I'm not sure if his physical attack would be any better. So, let's try it. I respect it. Very good. Some decent EXP. Rain hits level 17, gains 5 HP, 5 MP, 11 attack, 10 defense, 10 agility, 10 intelligence, and learns Call Help, which, frankly, I cannot be relying on a move like that this far into the game. So, bye-bye. Rick hits level 9, gains 8 HP, 15 MP, 8 attack, 8 defense, 8 agility, 8 intelligence, and learns Poison Gas. Unironically, that could be really useful. So, I am happy to have it. Get some nice healing for everybody, because my goodness, things hurt. Honestly, I feel like for people watching, it might be genuinely interesting seeing us finally struggle again. Because we've gone a pretty long portion without actually having any real challenge. That's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to do everything how I did it, is because I wanted to see if my, breeding skills were good enough to keep up with the game as it progresses. And so far, I think yes. Now look, once we get to some of the later gates that have even harder monsters, I don't know if that's going to be true. Also, this is definitely a fight where I am going to use the Mist Staff to try to, just auto-suspend spells. Because although the Archdemons don't really rely on them, I think getting that out is just gonna be the right call. Also, I think once Rick gets Sleep All, that'll help immensely. But as of right now, him getting knocked out and dying isn't phenomenal. Oh, Rain casting defense is just not really great right now, pal. Oh, and Toto, what are we doing? Just normally attacking. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, boy. Okay. Well... to be honest, I don't want to Cascade, because I would rather Rain be able to try to put them to sleep and Toto try to actually damage them. Oh, defense that's just not gonna help. That honestly might be why Toto did physically attack, though. It is, too. Okay. I see what they're doing and why they're doing it, but... oh boy, is it risky. Still, it is working out. Okay. I want to set Rain to charge and Toto to cautious. We have to heal and we need some damage. Especially with that second Archdemon waking up. Okay, good. Archdemon 1 is down, that's fine. The Vivify actually worked. Completely forgot he was even going to try to do that, so that scared me. Bolt Slash instantly kills Rick again. I can't say I'm too surprised. Oh, Rain. Oh, I kind of wish you were physically attacking, I'm not gonna lie. Vivify works again. Okay. I was gonna say, there's no way Rick is living. Okay. This is getting absurdly close. Vivify works again, getting the opposite of the treatment we had earlier. Rick just tanking blow after blow. I hate saying it. I gotta use the World too. Rain is getting way too low on HP. Oh, this is scary. Okay. Okay, the second Archdemon down. Rick isn't revived. That's fine. We can solve time to make sure Rick gets the XP. Mixed cautious should be fine. See, ironically, had Rain started the fight by doing Sleep All, it would have been fine. But because Rain went for the defense down route, things took a real bad turn. Just goes to show that sometimes having certain skills can really be a detriment. We lived, but it was a bit tough. I'm honestly surprised that Toto hit as many revives as he did. Okay, let's see. Cautious, charge, mix. Okay, should be fine. Which, honestly, you know what? I kind of hate this. Toto, I think you're going in front, buddy. It's gonna be Toto, Rain, Rick. Because, ironically, Toto is our damage dealer. So I want him on mix, charge. Very good. This is goofy. It does not feel right. But I guess, hey, in a pinch, what it's gotta be. Thank you, game, for the heal. We needed this desperately. Oh, get all that MP back, thank goodness. Which, speaking of, how are our stats looking? Decent. Rick is still taking his sweet time getting there, but he's not terrible. He's ordinary, at the very least. That's good. We're gonna need a lot of work, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Marching we will go. Now, although these rooms are small, and all of the holes have been, like, practically right here, I am still trying to do fights just to make sure we gain EXP in our leveling Rick up. That's kind of one of the biggest things that I'm worried about right now. Because although we are surviving, I don't know how we're going to do against the boss. And knowing what skills they have, that's scary. Let's see. Tortugon, I think we've had you before, but let's actually try to throw some sirloins your way. Because worst case, what we'll do is we'll try to get some monsters, at least, and then maybe I'll just stick around the first few floors of this dungeon after warp bleeding out and just try to grind some levels. Because that's kind of the big issue here, is just, although they are great supporting monsters, everyone on this team just can't hold their own quite yet. They're getting there, but they're just not quite as strong as we need. And one day they certainly will be, just, they gotta get there. And with how long it takes to level up and all the EXP that's needed, it's tough. So that's why, you know, although I do like a lot of these later powerful monsters, you really gotta make sure you're spending a lot, and I mean a lot of extra time leveling them up. Because if you don't, it catches up with you very quickly. And you can get yourself into a situation where you're having to farm older gates for just a ridiculous amount of time because it requires so much EXP to level up. There is a gate later on, specifically the slime gate, I believe. No, I don't remember what it is. Because there are gates for like each of the families way later on, that's post-game. But there is a gate at some point where you can find really heavy EXP loaded enemies. And speaking of the Tortugon, you may not give us a lot of EXP, but we will definitely take you. But you can find the later versions of the metal slimes, Metabals, and those things give you like, gosh, it's got to be like 20k something EXP. It is insane how much they give you. And later on, that's what I use for farming, as I think any sane person would. But actually getting to that point in the game takes a while. That's where, like, although the monsters we have are unique and powerful and will be strong eventually, they just take so long to level up that it's hard to justify getting them at this point in the game. Although you can do all the breeding we've done, go out of your way, we realistically would have been stronger had we just kept King around. And, you know, some of our other monsters, like even Aqua, you know, Rain's mom, probably would have been a better choice. Now, had we had, like, one of these monsters, like just Odo or just Rick, it probably would have been A-okay. I don't think we would have been struggling at all. It's just that we did it kind of all at once, and it all kind of piled on together, so that it kind of became a problem. So, you know, I don't regret anything. But, boy is it making things more difficult. That is for sure. still, I do take pride in how good they are doing overall. Yes, we've had some close calls, but they were much weaker when we had those close calls. Ooh, boom. Okay. It's gonna hurt. Luckily, most of our monsters actually have pretty good resistance to boom. Not perfect or anything, but still good resistance. Poison gas, terrible. Volt slash, that's gonna hurt. At least Rick can heal and tank that stuff now. Stop spell. Shadow swings. Another bolt slash. Gosh, that hurts. But they are doing better. Fire air. Not great. But hey, got the job done. Only 900 EXP. Oof. It's not great. Not great. Those Arc Demons definitely are worth a fair amount, but boy, are they heavy hitters. No more on Rick. And keep going. We are definitely not getting through this full dungeon today. There is no way. But I think, honestly, if I can get Rick another level, I'll feel very content. We proved that we can honestly deal with most of the stuff here pretty well. It's just not perfect or really ideal. So, you know. And right there is why things like poison gas or spells I just kind of start ignoring later on. It's great when it works, but oh man, is it just not phenomenal when it whips completely like that. No, I got faith in the team. I got faith. Good little heal. I mean, we have the makings of what will be an incredibly strong team. They just, again, like I've been saying, they gotta get there. And they are, to be fair. They are doing their best. They're surviving. Rick isn't dying every 2 seconds. I mean, it's working out. And that's on top of, again, doing the cascade method to work on their personalities. If we weren't doing that, we would probably not be struggling nearly as much. So, although I am making things harder on us, it's working out. Very nice sleep, Rick. Very nice sleep. Keep on cascading. Again, Rain, the defense lowering is great, but it's only great when you hit them. Still, what is also very great is Rick hitting level 10, gaining 9 HP, 10 MP, 9 attack, 9 defense, 9 agility, and 9 intelligence. His Fireball becomes Fire Bane, and he learns Surround. His Heal becomes Heal More. Fire Air becomes Blaze Air. Oh, we're just doing so much better. Admittedly, Poison Gas, you're just useless. Goodbye. Hate saying it, but that's the situation we're in. This looks like an actually big room. Ignored. Uh-oh. So hey, there's another type of room that you can find. Colosseums. Oh boy.
Welcome to the Colosseum, Daredevils. Here's the first match. Let's begin.
I didn't expect this to happen. Now, I don't know if they scale to your level or not, but what I do know is you can do a bunch of fights all in a row and gain a bunch of different items for continuing to fight. There is eventually a maximum limit of fights. I think it's 3 or 4 of them. And it does look like they do scale to your level, thank goodness. But these can be tough, so you want to be careful. Goodbye, Fairy Drac. Yeah, they definitely scale.
just like a veteran. How about the next match? Here is the second match. Let's begin.
So yeah, these things can be rough. Now, while you are doing these fights, I recommend trying to actually clear out your inventory a bit, because you'll gain a bunch of different items for winning. The alternative is you get sent back home to Great Tree. So, you know. I honestly kind of forgot these even existed, because we haven't seen them yet. And they kind of wait to show up until much later dungeons, which evidently we're doing. So hey, that's nice. But it does also work out that we get a little reprieve from all the tough enemies we were fighting, and have a chance to kind of catch our breath and gain some reward while doing it. That is one of the benefits of our team being as low leveled as they are. You can influence not only their personality better, but with things that scale to your level, like the Colosseums, you get a benefit, because all the enemies are weaker. Sure, you probably want the stronger enemies, but, well, beggars can't be choosers.
Is there anybody who can beat you? Here is the third and final match. Let's begin.
So yeah, there you go. 3 whole matches. Nothing we haven't seen before, luckily. So nothing we should have to fear, but it does give us an easy chance to continue cascading and getting everyone to a better personality. Specifically, Rick. Go. Mud Doll and your gosh darn dancing, I tell ya. Alright, very good. Man, what a stark change from earlier.
Oh, nobody can beat you anymore. The next reward is 1 Sage Stone. Would you like to fight in the Colosseum again?
And this is where we can say yes.
A big applause for the brave challenger. Let the first match begin.
So yeah, you can do minimum 3 fights to get out of the Colosseum. I believe it gets a little harder each time you continue, but as you saw, they'll offer you a prize for continuing. I honestly really like these, because you know what you're getting into. It's a bunch of fights, there's prizes on the line, that's all there is to it. Now, to be fair, the other rooms that are special like this do typically let you save. So getting one of these instead of, say, a pre-save room or a shop to, restock on life-saving items or things like that is kinda bummer. But you still can gain some pretty nice goodies from doing this. So, I enjoy them. Plus, it gives you a bundle of EXP. It can be helpful for cascading your personality like this. And you can see some new monsters. I want to say you can steal them from these fights, because these aren't Colosseum battles, or arena battles. They are Colosseum battles. They feel very similar, though. So, but pardon my verbiage getting a little mixed up. We are in the Colosseum, not the arena. Very different. But it certainly feels the same, doesn't it? Still, you can use your items, you can change your personalities as you want. I want to say you can also forfeit the matches by running away, and they'll just kick you straight out, if memory serves. I don't want to try it because I don't want to run, because it'll drop our morale stat. But I also want the reward for beating the Colosseum. Plus, I figure this extends the episode a little bit for all you viewers who enjoy a lengthy episode. Should be on to the final fight here, which, hey, we know that monster on the left quite well. Hello, Golble. But keep on cascading, nothing we can't handle. And I figure after this, we'll take our reward, warp wing away, and then, frankly, I gotta seriously consider doing some farming, because, well, some grinding, not farming, because we seriously need to power up our team. Just a bit. So, it's on the to-do list, for sure. But hey, this went well.
Oh, nobody can beat you anymore.
Got a Sage Stone as the reward.
The next reward is one lava staff. Would you like to fight in the Colosseum again?
No.
Until next time, so long.
It's funny, it's almost what I'm gonna say to you guys. Yeah, those are fun. And, while we've certainly had our fun here, let's Sage Stone away, take our full heal, and honestly, take a much-needed rest and deep breath, because holy moly, that library is not joking. That's a big reason why they make sure you've had at least 100 monsters as your pals. They've got some tough stuff in there. Still, we recruited a bunch of strong monsters, gained a bunch of levels for our extremely hard-to-level monsters, got to see the Colosseum. It was a good time, I think. So, next time we play Dragon Warrior Monsters, I think there's gonna be a bunch of grinding and then a reattempt at the library gate. As always, I'm Brett. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.